Fantastic, fantastic. So this is going to be a corporate overview. So why am I going to talk to you about Transamerica Financial Advisors and World Financial Group? Because we have to have a platform and we have to join forces with some place where the money already is. And the money is not at the banks. The money is not in the grants. The money is not, okay, in the in all the things that we go after with the handout, right? We go looking for the money. We are the money. So when we get up in the morning, I say, I am the money. So when I want to give you one of my insights and what I do, where my spiritual life lives, because it's all one. This is the power of oneness. This is the Oneness Wellness Lifestyles Foundation. I am the trustee, RJ Whitehurst, of the Oneness Wellness Lifestyles Foundation. And this is the platform that we're using to bring healthy finances, helping families rise financially, no family left behind. So we have to have a way to get to the money so that with our own pen, we can stroke the funds that we need into our community. And we're going to talk about that. So we said that the mission is helping people from all walks of life build a better future. I've already talked to you that ours is just a little bit more concise than that. So one of the things that I realized early on as an entrepreneur is that there were some things that I didn't know. Now at 28, 30, even 40, we tend to think that we know everything. And we think that our bank is going to tell us everything that we need to know, and that is not the truth. And I'm going to share with you why it is and how it is that exists for us with regard to who we are, status, the financial status of things, and what that means for your business, right? So first of all, your business should not be growing on your FICO score. Your business should be growing on your Dun and Brad. It should be growing on your what starts with a P, with your, so Paydex.
Paydex.
Yes, Paydex, right? All right, so just as a side note, write those things down as we continue. So as you're listening to this, and as Felicia said, we're going to be doing this ongoing. So what you want to make sure that you're clear about is when we get done today, has this message been beneficial? Is this something that could help people? Can it help you, your friends, your family financially? And are you intrigued by the business model? And this is a model that fits into every business. I don't care what you're doing, whether it's direct sales. If you are in business to make money, to make a profit, to build and preserve wealth, to live a legacy, to leave a legacy, then this is how you become legendary so that that can occur. So we chose Transamerica because it is owned by the 147th largest and most and wealthiest financial services company in the world, not in the United States, in the world. So we chose a powerhouse because it gives us the ability to be brokers, and we can do business all over North America. So why do I say we can be brokers? In your business, if you don't have benefits for yourself, most of the people on this screen, you've probably seen these names before, and you see over here strength and selection. You've heard of those things when you were in your own, if you worked for someone and you were to benefits and HR was telling you about this stuff, but you don't know how to administrate it yourself for your own business. How do you provide benefits for yourself, first and foremost, for your family? And how is it that you provide benefits to your employees, if you have any, and how do you provide benefits for the community at large? Why does somebody else have to do that? Why do we have to go to someone else's business to get that done? Okay, so we don't have to. So we're brokers. So instead of being a business person, so let's look at traditional, who traditionally brings this to our community. Financial advisors. So instead of only having, let's pick one of these, only having Allianz or Voya to go and talk to families about, or come to talk to you and your business about, I can not just represent a company to you and your business, to you and your family. I can represent your family to businesses that all do the same thing, and pick the ones that are perfect for the strategy that your family needs, that your business needs. And so that's what we're going to talk about, strategy today, how you get to make sure that you are secure financially. Now, when we have a financial literacy conversation, we've got to realize that the reason we don't know is because we haven't been taught. So based on the last 100 years, based on the last 100 years, you think about that for who it is that you are, who your family is. If our parents didn't know, our grandparents didn't know, and our great-grandparents didn't know, and we know what the situation was for Black and brown people in this country and on the wilderness of North America over the last 100 years, all right? So keep that in mind. So here's the part of the travesty of the financial education in terms of schooling is that only 4 states in the entire country, in all of the United States, offer 1 semester of personal finance, not business finance, personal finance in schools. So we wouldn't have learned it there. That's why the average family is $118,000 in debt. People are not saving for retirement, and they don't have pensions and benefits anymore because the corporations have raided the pensions and replaced it with the deferment trap called the 401k. Now, if you have a 401k, have had a 401k, know people with a 401k, we are sounding the alarm. And as we go through this in the next few minutes, you're going to see why. So make a note on your page, 401k, exclamation point, urgent alarm. The other part of this is that the cushy number that they're telling us that Social Security is no longer going to be available is 2034. However, what we know is, based on insider information, that the year really is 2022. It's 2017. So 2022 is the expected time that the complete depletion of the Social Security trust funds gone. All right. So do you see yourself in these numbers as a business person, as an entrepreneur, as a person in direct sales, as a self-employed person? Do you see yourself in these numbers? What are you going to have to retire on? And Social Security is only a supplement. Okay. So what do you have to do as a business person? You have to understand, we get to know how to protect, how to grow, how to keep our money safe, and how to not pay taxes. Okay, tax advantaged. Those are the things that we need to know. If you have heard of the rule of 72, you realize that it's a double-edged sword. Most people have not heard of the rule of 72. So in this financial literacy conversation, recognize that the bank is not giving you 1%. But if you borrow money from them, they're charging you way more than 1%. If you're trying to save money there, it's not going to happen. The rule of 72 is developed by Albert Einstein, and the formula is you take the number 72 divided by the amount of interest that you are getting. It'll tell you how many years it takes your money to double. At 1%, it takes your money 72 years to double. If I gave you $1 today, that means it would be 72 years from now when you actually have $2. That's what you're faced with at 1%. We had a young man, 25-year-old, who we have 42 people, 47 I think is the number now, who are working with us in this platform to get this information out. And the young man shared with us the other night that he went to the local credit union and they're giving a whopping 0.25%, right? That's 1/4%. So it's going to take you, the person is going to not even be around by the time the money doubles. So I just want to drive that point home. So just, you can look at the slides. At 29 years old, put $10,000 away, and your money has to earn 10% in order for you to, at 65, have $320,000. And as business people, we know that's not a lot of money, okay? So when you think about retiring, how much money is it gonna take for you to be able to retire comfortably at the lifestyle that you're living now? The statistics say that 40% of the population in poverty, 40% of the population in poverty is made up of African American women after they retire. After they retire. So something is happening between that time when you get the corporate job, you're running a great business. When it's time to retire, there's not enough. There's not enough. All right. So the numbers don't lie. At 4% at 65, you only have $40,000. At 6% at 65, you only have $80,000. What are you building your business for? Just right now money? Or are you really a legacy thinker? Are you here to build wealth? Are you here to create a new model of reality? Are you here to make sure that you have everything that you need, all right, going forward? So that is the rule of 72. Now, how does this work against you? If you have credit cards and that credit card is interest rate is above 10%, and most of them are hovering right around 20%, 18 to 22%, 18 to 24%. That means that your interest on that card is going to double every year and a half, right? Every 3 years to every year and a half. That's madness. That's why you can't get out of debt. That's why you don't want to grow your business with credit cards, okay? So where can you put your money? There are fixed accounts, variable accounts, and there are indexed accounts. Most people have already heard of fixed and index. Fixed is dead on arrival. Your money comes into the whatever account that is, and it doesn't go up and it doesn't go down. It's just a flat line, right? Not a good sign. If your money's in the stock market, if you play in the market and you've got 401ks or you're doing Forex or whatever it happens to be, that's throw your money in the game and hope for the best. That's called gambling, okay? That's called gambling. It's also called usury, all right? And for some of us, it is not halal, right? It is haram. So we got to look out for that. So what happens for indexed? Index, you put your money in the account, and when the market goes up, your money goes up. And when the market goes down, your money locks in. When the market goes up, your money goes up. When the market goes down, your money locks in. Principal and interest. Cannot lose money. So it's protected, it's growing, it's safe, and at the same time, the money is growing tax-free. Not tax-deferred, tax-free. So if you're a business person, hear me. If you're a business person, that means that you get your money before it's taxed. You get your money before it's taxed. You're able to take that money and put it in an index account and never pay taxes on it. You get to choose whether what your tax status is in an indexed account. So how would you like your money to grow for your business? Okay, so 2 people came in, and welcome. Welcome. Let me see what we got here. Gazi Speaks, is that how you say that? Powerful. Welcome. So this is the culture scape. This is what we normally see. People are either in the banks, their fixed accounts, their CDs, or they have a traditional life insurance policy, which is, by the way, a financial instrument, and they're growing cash value inside their life insurance. McDonald's was started with life insurance cash value. Disneyland was started with life insurance cash value, so that's a good thing to have. However, your money is safe, but it's a flat line, right? It's fixed. It's not going to grow for you. On the other side, in B, 15% of the population are over here in B, 80% of the population is in A, 5% of the population is in C. So let's talk about B for a minute. If you are in the stock market, mutual funds, by the way, your 401k is mutual funds, you're in the stock market. That's why every quarter when you get your statement, you get a knot in the pit of your stomach because you don't know what to expect. And if you remember 2008, people are still today working to recoup what they lost in the crash of 2008. Variable life insurance, some of the money is in the market and some of the money is in the insurance company. So there's safety there and there's more opportunity because you have the opportunity to grow more. However, there's less safety. As a matter of fact, there's risk there, huge amounts of risk, all right? So in C is where the 5%, this is where the wealthy, this is where we need to live. 5% of the population, the wealthy, because they know something we don't know, have their funds, growing their funds inside the indexed account. Warren Buffett says the first rule of wealth for growing money is to never lose money. The second rule is C, rule number one, right? But he didn't tell you how to do that. He didn't say how to do that. He just gave us that quote and we all quoted and we say, oh, that's so deep and wonderful and wise, right? But how do you do that? How do you not lose money? Index universal life insurance completely guaranteed by the insurance company. You say, well, life insurance, what are you selling me insurance? No, I'm not here to sell you insurance. I am here to show you strategies that the wealthy use, and this is just one of them, by which you can become your own private banker. Okay, so stay with us. Change, thank you. So I said that you get the opportunity to choose what your tax status is. Do you want to be taxed now? Do you want to be taxed later? Or you want to be tax advantaged? Tax now means you got your paycheck and they already took the taxes out. Hello? Most of the population lives there and they wait for the refund check, right? Money that should have already been theirs, that the government used without paying any interest on it, right? Not giving you any return at all. Tax now is that you are earning income and you don't know what to do with it, and so you put it in the bank and it grows, or you put it in the stock market and it grows, and you pay taxes on the rate of return in the year that you earned it. That's tax now. Tax later, your 401ks, your 403bs, okay, your 457s. Tax deferred is called tax later, tax deferred. Why do I call it a trap? Remember just a few moments ago, I said that your 401k is a trap. It's really a travesty. It replaced the pensions that used to give people a meaningful and comfortable retirement with a 401k that leaves you without what you really need to retire. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. Tax advantage. This is where you can shelter your money right here in the United States. You don't have to take it abroad to Switzerland or offshore to Costa Rica or any place else like that. You can shelter your money right here. Okay, large sums, millions of dollars can be sheltered right here in tax advantage accounts. Your Roth IRA and your Roth 401k, they kind of sort of, but they still have the same penalties and taxes that your 401ks, your traditional 401ks have. Cash accumulation inside instruments that the insurance company has is the way that you want to go. And I say again, I'm not here to sell you insurance. I'm here to give you the strategy that the wealthy use to not lose money. So why do I say that the 401k is a trap? Check this out. The big gray bar on this slide is government spending. The little blue line is personal taxes. Government spending at the end of World War II was 121.25%, way up there. And personal taxes was 94%. That means if you made $100,000, you only took home $6. You only took home $6. This is important because as you are an entrepreneur and you're making money, right, the tax bill is part of your biggest expense. So it was 94% in 1944. Go all the way over and look how government spending goes down and taxes kind of sort of go down because the only money the government has to spend is yours, okay, the public money. That's all they have to spend. So now in 2014, the tax rate was down to 39.6%, hovering right around 40%, but government spending in 2014 was 80%. It's 2017, and I tell you that government spending is more than 80%. So what does that mean for taxes? That means that taxes have to go up to meet government spending. And with that being the case, if you have deferred account, that means that you have chosen to not pay tax now, to not shelter your money now. You have made a decision to pay taxes later when taxes go up. Yes, sir. Hmm. What? Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, so we want to continue to welcome people to the call. That's what he's really reminding me of. that people have come um, people have come in, and we just want to welcome you. We want to welcome you. And we would ask you to, I'm going to mute you so that we can continue to have a clear, crisp call. And I can't see where to mute us. Okay. All right. So beautiful. So beautiful. So if you have a 401k, you made a decision, you let HR talk you into putting your money in a program where you're going to pay taxes when taxes are going up. Your president just a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, said that taxes are going up to 55%. That means the government's getting ready to take 55 cents of every dollar, and the dollar is only worth 68 cents as it is. Yeah. How do I know that the dollar is only worth 68 cents? The rate of inflation is 3.5. Okay, so do the math. Do the math. So there's right now this huge gap between government spending and the taxes. Taxes are going up. So if you have a 401k and you left it at the job, or you have a 401k and you're still at the job, we need to do something about that. Number one, if you're still at a job and you have a 401k, you can't move the money. You can't do anything with it because it doesn't really belong to you. It belongs to the corporation. They're just using your money to fund whatever it is they want to grow in terms of their portfolio for mutual funds. Hello, somebody else is in control of your money. How else do we know that? If you go to take your money out, they charge you a penalty of 10% plus whatever the taxes are. You would generally lose 35 to 40% of the whatever you're trying to take out. Okay, it's not your money anymore. You gave it to the 401k people. Who are the 401k people? They're the ones that, of the 300 million people, employees that put their money in a 401k every single pay period and can't touch it until they're 59 and a half. The 401k people can touch it and use it at will the moment it goes into those accounts. So somebody else is using your money. Well, you say, well, yeah, but they're using their money. They're using my money so that they can, so I can grow a retirement. Oh, really? Are they really? Are they using your money to grow themselves and the big companies? But you can't touch your money if you still work there. Now, if you don't, and you can move your money. You can move your money because you can move it into another, you can roll your money into another account. You can take it personally and put it into your business. But when you do, you will pay the tax. No penalty, but you will pay the tax. So you can either take the hit now or you can take the hit later. And the fact of the matter is, if you wait and take the hit later, you're going to have a whole lot less than you think you're going to end up with. So I've been talking a lot, and what I want to do is try to open the line and take some comments before we continue. So let me see if I can do that. Ooh. Unmute audio. All right, so I'm going to unmute Muhammad, and Felicia's already there. So, Brother Muhammad, can you give us some insight on where we are right now based on what it is that we've shared so far?
Well, I think, you know, some of the slides that you presented, especially the one that shows the government spending compared to the tax rate, and you know, the one that talked about the households being $118,000 in debt, and that doesn't include the mortgage. It kind of shows you where we are as a country, but in the Black community, we probably fall worse than that. In most cases, we don't even have a mortgage and we still in debt, or we don't have any idea or any indication where we are in terms of financial strength. You know, for the most part, we just say we broke, but that's a relative term. So getting this information and having someone from the financial, with a financial background talk to you about the financial needs analysis puts you as close to level ground as you can get. But once you understand you know, what wealth is, because I think our understanding of wealth is probably distorted some. But once we understand what wealth is and what simple terms like cash flow that we hear all the time, what that really means to a household, and once we can focus on our households more than focusing on outside our households, I think we can get ourselves in a situation where we can start putting in systems that we see wealth preserved and built up for a generational effort.
Thank you, thank you. And what you really brought out is the financial needs analysis. You know, we do business plans and we do balance sheets and statements and all those, but we don't do a financial needs analysis. We don't really know where we are in a snapshot in our household, because what tends to happen, we start paying so much attention to the business that it becomes a drain on the household. Even though it may be bringing money in, your time and your effort is taken away. And so without a plan of where you are now and where we need to be in your household, each and every one, based on the businesses that we have and how it is that we create that wealth and that legacy. Thank you, Brother Muhammad. Appreciate you always. Let me see. I want to ask Felicia to say a few words about where we are right now based on that information, based on what we've shared so far.
Can you hear me?
Are you there? Yes, I hear you now.
Okay, okay. Well, it's Transparent Tuesday, so being very transparent. I'm feeling the heaviness of what you're sharing. And so and the heaviness is, you know, for me, it's truth. And I've seen this presentation. I have done my financial needs analysis. And I have to say that I'm really interested to get some feedback from those that are listening, because this is a conversation that we are going to be having and that we must have, okay? Because I know if I'm feeling the heaviness of it, I can only imagine what you guys are feeling. And I'm interested to know and to hear from you so that we can, you know, we can have very authentic and truthful and transparent conversation about it. Because when we don't, we're going to keep repeating the same cycles. I've kept repeating the same cycle until I had this conversation for years. Because I'm telling you, I was one that I wasn't trying to look at nobody's insurance, because I'm like, I'm going to live right now. I ain't going to need it, you know, and I'm mentioning the insurance because that's what I immediately thought about. And I'm sure that may be some of what you all have thought about. And that was because I was not taught how money works. I just saw my mama going to work every day, working hard, trying to take care of me, you know? And all I knew was that when I got older, I needed to be free enough to do what I needed to do when I needed to do it and how I wanted to do it. I tried the clock in the work thing, you know, I tried it. It just didn't work for me, you know? And the financial education and component was always critical to my existence, because I wanted money. I knew how to spend money. And there were times in my journey that I was saving money, you know, was taking care of everything. And then there was a time in my life where I just totally shifted. And it was like, what is it all for? You know, so I'm just sharing, you know, just some of the internal thoughts that I've had just being on this journey and embracing being open to a whole new mindset and a knowledge that I did not know how money works. And it's not good, bad, right, or wrong. I just didn't know. So now that I know, I have to make different choices. And the choices that I make don't have to take long to manifest results.
That's right. So everybody's mic is open now. There are 12 of us on the line, okay, that can actually speak. So be mindful of one another to allow us to get our thought out. And we're gonna, Felicia, I'm gonna let you moderate that, and we'll go from there. So everyone's unmuted.
And so I invited you all to this particular call so that we can have dialogue, deliberative dialogue, and just, you know, you're in safe space. You know, this is not, well, I'm not gonna say what it's not. It's what this is a space for you to be able to, pardon me, for you to be able to get the weightiness and the stress and the things that we don't know about money, and be comfortable in talking about it so we can begin to rally and muster up the energy and the collective consciousness to be able to show up and support each one of us individually and collectively. So are there any questions, comments, challenges, or concerns? From anybody? Shaka?
Yes.
Assalamualaikum,
Yes,
Shaka.
ma'am. Walaikum salam. How are you all?
Doing good, sister.
Good, good. You know, I it's no question on why I'm at this meeting, because my mind has been wondering about money. Also, I've had some concerns, or just like Felicia, you don't know. You wasn't taught. You wasn't told. So I'm just observing. I really don't even know what question to ask, because I'm all over the place about it.
Okay.
Why is it here? Is it a flow? What is it useful for? Do we really need it? Can we do without it? You know, is it just pay? I mean, I know all of that, but I'm just, it's all over the place for me. So that's why I didn't want to speak on it. I'm just listening and observing, and I don't know everybody on here. I'm more comfortable with Felicia, so I was like, okay, when we get off the line, I'm just gonna call Felicia. But that's no disrespect. There's no one has to be offended. That's just me. Yeah. And that just has something to do with my insecurity about the questions that I have. So.
That's big for Shaka. Oh, Shaka, I love you. That is so big for her to share like that. She's come such a long way. So Gazi, come on, Gazi. And Corbett, I'm calling you out next because I know you passionate. You got some stuff to share. So Gazi.
Yeah.
You got any questions, comments, challenges, or concerns, or insights that you can add to this discussion, my brother? Gazi speaks.
No, man, I'm just taking it in.
Okay.
Just
Cool
learning,
beans.
taking it in.
Cool beans. All right, Corbett.
I'm doing the same. I'm taking it in. I did have a question concerning that. I think it's called the Paradex.
Oh, Paydex.
Yeah, the Paydex. Yeah. So I guess she had mentioned that we might get back to that at a later time. So I was just trying to be patient.
Okay.
And but other than that, I'm just enjoying the whole conversation.
Okay. Is it sparking? Can you relate to, and I would like for all of us to answer this question. Can you relate to, have we hit some buttons that you were like, damn?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. I see y'all.
I see her.
Beautiful.
Is she in the room with you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool beans. All right. Are there anybody else?
Well, actually, I did have a question.
Okay.
On the, she was saying earlier that your business should be growing not according to your FICA, but according to the Paydex and how exactly did that process work? I'm not really familiar with Paydex at all.
Well, one of the things that, well, many things, not just one, but many of the things that we're not aware of is that a corporation has its own way or statutory entities. Statutory entities have their own life. They have their own credit that should not be based on your personal credit. So your FICO score is your personal credit, and your Paydex score and your Dun and Bradstreet rating is for your business. It's for business. And you're really not taken seriously as a corporation or a business unless you are funding your corporation on those two platforms. And there are others, but those are the first two that you have to qualify through to break out into full-scale corporate money and transactions. As long as it's on your FICO score, you put your whole life at risk. Your home, your auto, you put your family, you put everything at risk because it's tied to your regular credit score. And the sad part about that is when you watch TV, the only thing you ever hear talked about is your FICO score, you know, Credit Karma and, you know, Experian and all those things that we're familiar with. Where business is a whole nother animal, and we are really not aware of that. And so those are some of the things that we'll get into in future conversations, but it's called corporate credit. Corporate credit.
Okay.
So when Felicia and I were having the round table before the meeting, right? The meeting before the meeting, she was talking about being clear that you do your own due diligence. So I want to throw some clues out there for you so that you can do some research, and then the next time we have this gathering, that we can begin to have that conversation about what a Paydex score is, what Dun & Brad's looks like, and what the process is, because that's going to take a whole nother conversation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
You're welcome,
ma'am.
sir.
Sister Elsa, are you on the line? You know I was gonna call you out. I don't even know why you want to act like that.
Hi, Sister Ethels. On the way through. Hello. Peace. Okay, we got your giggle. That's good enough. Right? We got your giggle. So, because we gotta have fun with this. Look, if it ain't fun, we don't do it.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta make your life fun. Right? And that comes from having everything that you do be part of your passion. Be part of your passion. Okay.
Okay, I'm not gonna force it, so you know, let's keep it moving. If nobody else have any questions, so
All
we
right.
can get everybody information and we can
very good.
Move
All right,
forward.
so thank you, Felicia, for moderating that. We just, you know, I know that it's heavy. I know that it's heavy. It's going to lighten up in just a little bit, but when there's learning taking place, right, and you're taking notes. If you were in a classroom, and if you were in a university classroom, you would be taking notes and taking in everything that the professor says, right, because you're there to learn. Plus, you paid a whole lot of money to be in the room. All right, we are doing this to give value, and I won't say that it's free because time is money, right? So let's keep going. Let's keep going. So we talked about tax now, tax later, and tax free. We already said that you're checking. Oh, let me mute everyone. Hold up, y'all, because I can hear all the background stuff. Let's see. Okay, very good. That's better. All right. So how do I get rid of that? Okay. So we talked about tax now, tax later, tax free. Actually, we say tax advantage. Now you know it really means tax free. So checking, savings, CDs, stocks, and mutual funds, all of that is tax now. That means you pay taxes in the year that you earn it. Okay. Tax later, 401, 403, 457, which is the military equivalent of a 401. Your IRA, your SEP, your annuity, your pensions, your Social Security, yes, you pay tax on Social Security earnings. That's considered income. And investment property, that is income, right? It's deferred. Deferred, that means you're going to pay taxes when taxes go up, right? Not a pretty picture. Tax free, what does that mean? Well, we can hear tax free. What we couldn't hear was tax advantaged. And that's the language that they use. That when I say they, I mean the financial industry. If you were to read the Wall Street Journal or Barron's or Inc. or whatever those money magazines are, right? And that's one of them. They are going to be talking about tax advantage. But if we don't know what a tax advantage account is, it goes over our head. It's just code. It's a code word for tax free. But the IRS is not going to send or show, TV commercials with sisters twerking, talking about tax-free accounts over here, y'all, and banners and all that kind of stuff, because they don't really want you to know. So the tax-free talks about Roth, but as I said earlier, that really goes into the tax deferred, because it still has penalties and taxes. You can only put money in it in the open season. It's only a 30-day window. You're capped at the amount of money you can put in at $5,500 a year. If you don't get the whole $5,500 in, you can't make it up the following year. So it has some real controlling constraints that prohibit you from building wealth in that manner. Okay. Does it have its place in the right strategy? Yes. Okay, but not for what we're talking about today. Your 529, those of you who have children in college, you may understand or already know what a 529 is. It's a tax code for college education funds, right? Accounts. You put money in these accounts and you grow your money there for when your child's getting ready to go to university, college, technical school. Great, you've got $100,000 you put away, you've never paid taxes on it, but the only thing you can use that money for is to stroke that check to that institution of higher learning. If your child decides they want to be an entrepreneur following your footsteps, okay, they don't want to go to college necessarily. What does that mean? That means that you lose 40% of whatever you put in that 529. Somebody else is in control of your money, okay? So you will pay tax and penalties if it's not used for the education process, all right? 7702, just another tax code. What is that? What is a 7702? Most people, we do these seminars every day. I can say that, wow. Every day we are in front of some people doing this. We do large groups. Last week we did 3 in a week. And we asked people, what is a 7702? And it's rare that even one hand goes up in the room. No one has ever heard of a 7702. But when we ask who's heard of a 401k, almost every hand in the room goes up. 7702, no hands. 401k, all the hands. A 401k is 35 years old, right? That's when it was invented, 35 years ago. 7702, 113 years old. Yes, 113 years old. So remember at the opening of this conversation, I asked you to kind of think about what our life has been like for the last 100 years. And a 7702 has been around for 113 years and we don't know anything about it. What is the 7702? The 7702 is that index account I was talking to you about, where when you put your money in this contract, when the market goes up, your money goes up. When the market goes down, your money locks in, cannot lose money. Market goes up, money goes up. Market goes down, money locks in, cannot lose money. Your money is protected. It's growing at a rate of either 0.75 to 15%. Remember, we looked at the slide that says we need to get at least 10%. And at 1%, our money only doubles every 72 years. At 10%, our money doubles every 7.2 years. Well, we have these contracts where, as business people, you can put money that's not taxed yet into a tax-free account, never pay taxes on it. It's called a 7702, and the banks don't offer it. Okay, the banks don't offer it. Now, why is that? Let me just pause right here. Remember, I said there are certain things that haven't been told to us. There's only 4 states in the whole country where 1 semester of personal finance is taught. Why don't we know about a 7702? This is deep. This is one of those heavy things that Felicia was talking about. Right?
Yeah, so hold on. I'm just saying, hold on. Just hold. I'm for real, y'all. Hold on. Let's just inhale.
Take a breath.
And exhale. Everybody, inhale. And exhale. Inhale again. And exhale.
All right. So the reason we don't know what a 7702 is because in this country, if you don't make $250,000, you are considered a consumer. So everybody under the $249,000 mark, right? Under 250,000 means you're not making it. You don't have it. You don't have discretionary income. You don't have it saved anywhere. Okay, you're certainly not your net worth. You are considered a consumer. And when you break the $250,000 mark, you are considered an individual investor. Those are economic indicators. All right, so you're in the indicator called consumer, and those above 250 are considered individual investors. And not all in the individual investor category even know what that means, okay? Very few. The Security and Exchange Commission, the people who control the flow, creation, and the market of how money moves inside our economy, have laws on the books that say if you are a consumer, make less than $250,000 a year, there are laws on the books that make it against the law to share with you how to create wealth. Yeah. It's against the law for a financial advisor to share with you how to get wealthy if you don't make $250,000, because they consider it to be unsuitable knowledge for you because you don't know what to do with it anyway. That's the decision that's been made. So when you don't have the access, right, when it's against the law for you to know, people go from their cradle to the grave without this information that we're sharing here today, right now, in this moment. So having that information and then realizing that the 7702 is 113 years old and you never heard of it before. And if you do, if you have, you don't know how it works. And if you have that much information, you don't know how to access it, how to use it, and what it's for. It's because it's against the law for you to know that. So we're doing these workshops, No Family Left Behind, helping family rise financially, because once we know this information, now we can impact the household. We can grow the net worth. We can begin to put funds away that are tax advantaged, right? That's lawful. We can begin to put money away that's tax advantaged so that when the market goes up, we're not even in the market. We're in the insurance company, okay? That's the only place you can get these financial instruments. We're in the insurance company. It's a contract that we have, that we've decided that we're going to make a contribution to our own well-being, right? So the supreme rule of wealth is pay yourself first, okay? Pay you first. So you're going to make a contribution every month to your 7702, which is called an Index Universal Life, okay? You're going to make a contribution so that your money's at the insurance company, not in the market. But when the market goes up, your money goes up, and when the market goes down, your money locks in, cannot lose money. It is protected, it growing, it is safe, and it is tax advantaged, right? Those were the 4 cornerstones that we talked about. So beginning to pull it all together now so that this can begin to make some sense. You know, Shaka asked some really great questions. Do we need it? What's it for? Where'd it come from? You know, what? So this is the kind of information that's not shared with us. Just like we don't know about DUNS and we don't know about paydebts, we don't know about corporate credit. We don't understand that, you know, what all that means. Today, I'm sharing with you what a 7702 is, and today you can make a difference. So how do you get involved with a 7702? You start with a financial needs analysis. That's what Brother Muhammad was saying. You got to get a snapshot of exactly where you are, and then as financial professionals, I'm licensed, right? Felicia is licensed. We're not coming to you as amateurs. We're coming to you as insiders who know what we're talking about. I was first licensed in 1998. I've been around the money since I had my first business when I was 14 years old, right? I developed a line of skincare because I had eczema on my elbows and my side of my face and the back of my knees and the top of my behind. And it was just, by the time I got 14, I was done. I was like, okay, God, what? Heal me. How is this supposed to happen? I don't want to look like this, right? And I started getting the dreams of what to do in terms of dietary and oils and all of those kinds of things. So I'm talking about back in the early 70s, before there was ever such a thing as a Whole Foods. We used to have to order organic carrots from California, okay, to somebody's garage back then in the day. So I started then with a wash and an oil. It's turned into Oneness by Shifat, which is a line of toxin-free skincare. Got rid of my eczema. That 14 years old first business. Okay, owned a garbage company. First African-American woman to own a full-scale garbage company fleet of trucks in the state of New Jersey, and some say in the country, right? Made my first million in 18 months, from startup to 18 months, millionaire. Okay, I was 28 years old. Starting from there, I parlayed, then we met the mob. So I'm gonna tell you our mob story, okay? But then we met the mob. And then after that, my family, my marriage could not sustain that. Plus the brother, although I love him to this day, he's still tied to his mama's apron strings. I couldn't do nothing with that. So I moved to New York, started my own environmental consulting firm, did very well, worked for the New York City School Construction Authority, and also several very big laboratories in the Northeast, and Con Edison, a huge energy company for all of New York State, pretty much, and did very well. So why am I talking to you? Why am I telling you that part of that story? Because I want you to get that I had, the paper, okay? So every time they moved the cheese, I went and found it. So we get to do the same thing. And that's what the 7702 is. It's like, well, who moved the cheese? They never even told us about there was cheese over there. The 7702 is where we actually have the ability to, with our own pen, actually stroke however much money it is we want to leave for a legacy, however much money we want to create inside the cash value. So let me move on. How do we do that? We do it with the financial needs analysis. Everyone who is on this call, I would implore you to get your financial needs analysis done. This is a $5,000 value that we do absolutely free, complimentary to you. And we're going to go over cash flow, making sure you have proper protection, your emergency fund, your debt management, how to build and preserve wealth, how to create legacy. That's where we're going. It's only 6 steps, all right? Not 60, not 600, not 6,000 steps. It's not a whole lot you need to know. But just with this financial needs analysis, you get a snapshot of exactly where you are in your household. And once you take a look at this, you will realize that every household in the community must have this done. Because Muhammad said that, we pretty much just consider ourselves to be broke. When the truth and the fact of the matter is, in our community, we spend $1.3 trillion a year. Okay, and when we get our paycheck, we spend it in 6 seconds or less. Money doesn't even bounce one time in our community. It bounces 28 times in the Asian community before it leaves their community. They've spent it 28 times among themselves. Okay, so this financial needs analysis, keyword need, okay, it puts it in perspective of where is that money going. So I had a client family that I worked with, household that I worked with. We did their financial needs analysis and we couldn't find $400. They didn't know where it was, and I sure as heck didn't know where it was, right? And so I said, well, here's what we do. You save all your receipts. I'll be back next week, and then we'll see where some of this money is going. When I came back a week later with the strategy from their financial needs analysis, we found the $400. They had a stack of receipts this thick, right, compared to this thin, this thick of spending money at the Wawa. And if you don't know what the Wawa is, up in the north, there's this, it's kind of like a 7-Eleven, but it's on steroids. The Wawa is almost like the Walmart of gas stations, and you can get everything there. And they were spending, the family together collectively, they were spending $400 a month picking up candy and donuts and coffee and eggs on the way home and milk, paying that premium price, $400 worth. Okay, there's money inside your household that you don't even know is there because you can't see it. It's a blind spot. It's back here. You can't see it. Okay, and everybody has a blind spot. And the definition of a blind spot is you can't see it. Okay, so the financial needs analysis helps you to see everything, gives you that snapshot. And then based on your goals and your dreams for your family and your business, we map out the strategy to get you from where you are to where you say you want to be. And where you want to be is preserving wealth, building a legacy, right? And leaving a footprint on this planet that is toward the good. I'm just saying that I think I know that about all of you, and I haven't even met all of you, okay? But you wouldn't be here today getting this information if you didn't want to know how is it that I add additional income. I already have a business. I recognize that I still need to do something else to increase my cash flow. If we can show you, and I know this is deep and heavy, right? But if you think about this, if I can show you how to outpace inflation, mentioned to you that inflation is 3.5%. If you didn't get a 3.5% raise on your job, or your business didn't grow by 3.5% this year, okay, you're under the bus. If your money is sitting someplace and it's getting less than 3.5%, you're under the bus, right? And we already know that if it's in a bank, it's getting less than 1%. If I can show you how to outpace inflation at 10 to 15% gain on your money over the next 3 to 5 years, did I just put cash flow in your house? Yes. Did I just increase your bottom line of your business? Yes. Because now, if inflation is 3.5% and you're getting 15%, at least you're still earning 12. Hello, makes your dollar a little bit more than 68% because you're outpacing the cost of living. That's what inflation is. Eggs went up, milk went up, gas went up, everything went up, right? I remember Snicker bar was $1.25, now it's like $1.50. Okay, so those are the kinds of things that we get to wrap our mind around in terms of creating a new model of reality for our household through our businesses, through our entrepreneurial spirit. Okay, new model of reality. This is a new system for living in our community. A new system for living, starting with your financial needs analysis. So let's take a look at one more timeline before we wrap up. In 1946, and we talked about this when we looked at the tax spending, right? In 1946, when the soldiers came home from World War II, every woman who could have a baby had about 4. And 78 million people were born between 1946 and 1964, and they call us the baby boomers, okay? So in 1946, who blew up? What's the name of the baby food company? Many of you already know it. It's already crossed your mind. Boom, it's Gerber. Gerber blew up in 1946 because of supply and demand. 78 million mouths to feed. Okay, Gerber blew up. The next thing is, by the time those children were able to lift a spoon and feed themselves, they need toys. Tonka, Barbie, G.I. Joe, Hot Wheels, all of those. KB Toys used to be in every mall. Now you have to go to Walmart or Toys R Us to get toys. 4 kids, children, right? 4 children in a home. First time women ever allowed to go to work in the workforce. Who comes on the scene? McDonald's, Dave and Wendy's, okay? Fast food. Next cars. First muscle car, the Ford Mustang, was made for the baby boomers, a whole new generation. Then real estate. We've seen the real estate boom and the real estate bust. Now, instead of building single family homes, what do you see happening all over the place? They call it regentrification. They come in the neighborhood near you. Condos, condominiums, apartment buildings, okay? Next, where are we? Baby boomers are retiring. So when I went through this timeline really fast, what did I just take you through? I just showed you the largest transfer of wealth in the history of the United States. And it's right here, right now, happening under our nose, and we are asleep at the wheel. There is money moving so fast, so deep, so furiously that all you got to do is get in the flow and it will jump in your pocket. Okay? Yeah. You are living right now, living, breathing, having your experience in the largest transfer of wealth in the history of the United States of America, and we are here on the planet. There's a reason for that. Yes, you should be having thoughts of how money works and what is it all about, because it's in the atmosphere. Okay, it's all around you. The baby boomers are retiring. So I talked to you about your 401k. When you retire, you can roll your 401k. Now they say you can have your money. They've used it all those years. Now you get to have what's left over. Okay, for 10,600 people every single day who are retiring, they need to move that money. They need to move that money. And as they move that money, they're going to spend it with you as business people. They're going to transfer it to their children, Gen X and the millennials. Okay, that's another 112 million people. They got to do something with it too. Who is moving the money? You can't move it. It's against the law for you to move it. You got to call somebody, right? You got to let the employer know, and then you got to talk to wherever you're going to move it, and they're going to move the money. You think you're moving the money, but you're not moving the money. You're just giving a directive. They both going to make fees on both ends off your money. When it moves, you're going to pay the taxes on it because it was deferred. Right? Yeah. Think about it. Think about it. Millions of people are doing that every day. Okay, I should say 10,600 every day. But 78 million people will do it because that's going to happen for the next 19 years. So where do you need to position your business? You want to position your business no matter what kind of business it is. You have to have a CFO platform. You have to have some place where you are managing your own money, where you can rise above the law that says you can't know this, right? So we know that, just think of the law of gravity. We say, what goes up must come down. It's a law, right? But the law of lift supersedes the law of gravity. That's how airplanes can fly. So although they have laws on the books, when you have a certain amount of specialized knowledge, you can rise above the law. And you can situate yourself, your family, your business, your household with a financial platform that gives you the ability to now do the things that you need to do for yourself. But without the platform, you have no idea how to do it. So what is the platform? Get in the flow of the largest transfer of wealth in the history and get some of that money. The platform is becoming a financial professional. If you went to school and have a degree, a MBA or a doctorate, whatever it, BA, whatever it happens to be, it's so that you can get some specialized knowledge so that in your business, you put those letters behind your name, okay? And you run your business based on that knowledge, but that's all book knowledge. When you came out here in the world, you realize that, whoa, it don't really work like that. That's just a sketch of what really is. You also want to have specialized knowledge of how money works. How money works. How can you move the money? How do you get the information that is against the law for you to have? You start with your financial needs analysis. You have a conversation with Felicia. You have a conversation with me and Brother Muhammad, because we have made a decision with boots on the ground to hit every household that we come in contact with. And some of those households are business owners. That's you. So how do you do that? We have 200,000 career opportunities with us. We're looking for you, the business owner. We're looking for those who already have some kind of a mindset and are asking the right questions. The more powerful the questions that you ask, the more real and powerful the answers are that you're going to get. But if you don't even know what questions to ask, right, you don't know where to begin. Why not get a world-class financial education so that you can know how to track your business where it needs to go? You can provide benefits for yourself, benefits for your employees. You can put benefits in households, and you can also at the same time, create a passive six-figure income for yourself in addition to what you got going on for your business. What would that do for your bottom line? Did I just put money in your household? Yes. So you don't have to have any financial services experience. You don't have to want to do it full time. You just need a department in your business that does this. Every corporation has a financial division. Somebody's watching the money. Somebody's making sure that it goes where it needs to go. Somebody's hypothecating funds, right? But we want to grow businesses and we don't have a financial division or department. And we don't have anybody who knows anything about money anywhere around us. That model doesn't work. And we know that. So you have to put the platform inside your business. Starts with your financial needs analysis, because you got to handle your household first. And then you see how your business fits into that, and then how you leave a legacy for your children. All right. And your children's children. I'm a great grandmother. So I'm thinking about leaving a legacy for my children's 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 children. Okay?
Tell them the story about your client who said he wished he can come back as his son.
Oh. So we have a client in Pennsylvania actually, and we put the strategy together so tight that he knows that his grandson, right? It's his grandson. He wishes he could come back as his grandson.
Okay.
That his grandson. Wait, what did you say? Great grandson? Yeah. So his children's children. Yeah, it is. It's his great grandson. He said he wished that he could come back as his great grandson because he knows that based on the strategy that we put in place, that his great grandson is going to be born a multimillionaire. Like, because of what he's doing today, because he already had his son on board. And once you have this knowledge, what the wealthy people do, the reason why the 7702 has been around for 113 years is because that's what we call old money. They got it on lock. They teach it to their children. They teach it generationally. So a lot of times you hear say, well, Black people under this generational curse. No, we ain't. We just don't have the information, right? So you need to stop telling that lie. Yeah, the money's right here, right now. The question is, do you want to put yourself in position like that family did, where the brother's talking about he want to come back as his great-grandson, who he already know is going to be born as a multi-millionaire, right? You can create your legacy right here and right now. And you can do it part-time, ain't no clocks to punch, and you have the strength and the power on your side of Transamerica, not to be confused with Primerica, okay? Let's be real clear about that. We are not a multi-level marketing company. We are building agencies, financial service agencies in communities where they never existed before. We are building departments inside of our own corporations and businesses so that we have a CFO, somebody who knows how to do that, somebody with a license who understands how to stroke money with a pen, how you become your own private banker. Because that money that's growing inside that corridor, cash value at between 0.75 and 15%. Oh, and by the way, I happen to know firsthand knowledge, last year, it capped out at 11.25. Do you have any money growing risk-free at 11.25? I didn't think so. Okay. So I'm telling you, sharing with you that this is so real that you get to put this inside your business. We are growing in underserved markets. We are hitting households and helping you to create the financial division that you need in your company. And it can start with you. So I chose this platform about 2 years ago when I saw the power of it. And in the last 2 months, since Brother Muhammad and I have been locked arms and running this together, we have grown our financial agency into 47 financial associates. Just in the last 2 to 3 months, since April, May, June, since May, June, July, April, May, and June, 47 folks, okay? So what does that mean? That means that we're making an impact in the community and we're reaching out to you to join forces with us in order to do that so that we can also track business to you because we want to spend money. We got to start bouncing the money in our own community. So we're clear on where we're going. So I just want to leave this up so you can take a look at it. We have a system just like McDonald's. You can go to McDonald's anywhere in the world and it is exactly the same model, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. We already know how to do this, okay? The most diverse field I've ever seen in terms of workers. So we have the technology, we have the tools, we have the platform, and we have the new model of reality that puts the money in your control, in your business, in your household. And it's just a matter of a professional license. That's all it is. Okay. So how do you make money? What are you talking about, Sister Shifat? What are you talking about, RJ Whitehurst trustee? What are you talking about? As an associate with us, you can make $4,000 additional a month just by helping 4 other families with the information that I just shared with you, right? With the employees that you have, with the people who that you come into contact with. Yes, we're looking to fill those 200,000 careers for financial advisors because that's where the money is. In case you didn't hear me, you're experiencing the largest transfer of wealth in the history of the United States because all that retirement money has to be moved. And why not you move it or somebody in your organization move it and bring that extra $4,000 a month into your household, into your business. Or helping 4 families a month who make the pay yourself first contribution to themselves at $185 a month. And that's the norm. That's how you make the $4,000 a month, which adds another $50,000 to your bottom line, to your income. And then what do you do with that money? You put it in a 7702. What do you do with any money? You put it inside of a 7702.
So you can have more than one?
And you can stack them, hello. And you can collateralize them, hello, right? So you can have more than one. You can stack them, bundle them, take them to the bank, collateralize them, okay? And create your own money. Get the line of credit based on what you put together. Not to mention the fact that it's growing cash value inside of the contract that you can pull out at any time without paying taxes, without waiting till you're 59 and a half. Okay.
Without waiting till you die.
And what'd you say, Felicia?
Without waiting till you die.
Living benefits without waiting till you die, right? Without waiting till you die. And also, some of you come together like we have done and form a business consortium or a trust, and you come together and you put all your 7702s together, OMG. Okay, bundle those babies. And you can do this, it's about being creative. When you got money, you can be creative. And this is what creative financing looks like. This is how you become self-funded. They call it boutique banking. You could Google it. They call it boutique banking. They're using 7702s where they all come together, put their 7702s together, and they got millions of dollars that they can access without having to ask anybody's permission. You don't have to fill out no application, none of that. 7702. Information is against the law for you to have. Now you know, and you can never not know. So the responsibility, now that you know, is to move forward with it in a positive and productive way so that you don't live with regret later on. So I'm showing you this earning potential as a senior marketing director with just 5 other licensed people. You can be earning additional $15,000 a month, a passive 186, because you're building a financial services agency, and everybody that you taught and trained who came into your department, your financial department, because you taught and trained them, you get paid the residual income from that. Right? It's like if you wrote a book or a movie, every time it plays, you get money. Right? Same thing. All financial services agencies work this way. Real estate agents work this way, right? You get paid off whatever your agent does. The beauty of this is you never have to worry about them packing up and going hanging a shingle somewhere and becoming your competition. Because for as long as they write, you get paid. Doesn't matter where they are. Felicia's in Phoenix. I'm in North Carolina. We got folks in Jersey, Houston, Abu Dhabi. Okay, come on. So the trips, the rings, the bling, yep, it's all here. It's all here because they don't give you no rewards at work, right? They even took the gold watch away when you retire. And most people are not making enough money in their business to really do all of the things that they really want to do. So I have a friend, and this is one of the perks of being around the millionaire mind, is that I have a friend who's a $6 million earner, right? Makes $600,000 a month and has stacks of IUL. So he's worth gobs of money, right? And can just do whatever he wants. He's building orphanages all in Africa, right? Has a desire to adopt a child from every nationality, right? So that's his goals and dreams. So the first step is to become a client. Get your F&A done, your financial needs analysis. Okay, we can email that to you. Then we will walk you through it. We can do a virtual one-on-one with you. Get it filled out, get it in. Let's put a strategy together to show you what we're talking about here, how it works. Your business, create the department, do it part-time, build it up so that you have it. If you're looking for just a full-blown new career opportunity, this is it. Get in the money. If you want to know how the money flows, you got to get where the money goes. Okay. So what I want to do now is open up the mics again, and open up the mics again and unmute everybody. If I remember how to do it. Do it. Go to the place. Unmute all. All right, and I'm going to ask Brother Muhammad to speak into this from his wisdom. And are you there, Brother Muhammad?
Yes.
Okay, so what wisdom would you have business people on the line, so what would you share with them in terms of what you've learned about this, what you know, what we do every day, helping families, helping households?
Well, I think the big thing is if they're in business, one of the things they want to do is look at how this platform allows them to increase their customer base, increase their cash flow, and strengthen the business. This is one of the things we have to do is start focuses on place our focus on households more so than anything else. And since the business is an extension of the household, you can kind of kill two birds with one stone by using the platform to reach out and provide services to customers. For instance, if somebody is doing tax preparation, income tax preparation, they usually got a pretty extensive client list. But the clients need more than just the tax services. They need to know how to increase the how to increase the cash flow, and at the same time, how to move their money and assets into situations where they don't create tax events. So that gives the business a chance to sell services and referral services, creating more income, and then strengthening that community in that household, or the household first, then the community. So it's a win-win situation all the way around, because as business people, we prospect. And for most of us, we'll be prospecting the people that look like us. And then so if we're not doing anything to ensure that we get stronger economically as a people and as a community, then, we basically got a business with no market to tap into. So we're responsible for making sure that the market is conducive to future business and sustainability.
One of the things that I love about being able to have the money conversation with Brother Muhammad is because he sees it from the perspective of what we all need. And a lot of times we get in a mindset that I'm only going to do what I think is good for me. Okay, and there's no creativity in that. And we're at a space and we're, as a people, that we get to be creative if we're going to change, not if we're going to change, because we're changing this. We're changing the face of finances in our community, just point blank. We're not even taking no for an answer. So, but the question becomes, each one of us individually getting into this new mindset of, okay, I take this financial platform, I use it for myself, and then in my household, my business is an extension of my household, and everyone who comes into my business, or everyone that I meet who I would want to come do business with me, I have this now to share with them as well, because it's our responsibility to create the sustainability for our financial success. And that's where we're going. Financial success equals the creation and the preservation of wealth, which creates legacy from generation to generation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brother Muhammad.
Can I add something?
Yes, please.
Yeah, one of the things that's happening as we see the American economy, and not just the economy, but the society itself, is in a decline. And one of the things that is happening that never happened before was corporations starting to move towards social enterprises. And so what that means is they've almost used up the real business industry, since manufacturing is the base of any economy, and we're not doing much manufacturing. Then what's happening is corporations are now wanting to partner with places or communities or locales that have a lot of social problems. And so they are partnering with the communities to create what's called social enterprises. So nonprofits and for-profits are coming together under this new hybrid called B Corporation. And what it is just, it's a capitalist system now. They have wiped all the resources out, and in terms of the Black community especially, we haven't been able to see any prosperity. So now what's happening is they're coming back into the ghetto to partner with nonprofits that are trying to fight these social ills, and they're using these strategies now to create revenue by bringing services, value propositions to the table, but at the same time, they're being able to get out from under the tax burden that normally goes along with running a corporation. And so as business owners in WFG, we have to think just like them. We can't think we just like a little mom and pop business owner or multi-level marketing scheme. We've got a responsibility to grow the market. Otherwise, there is no market.
That's right. And that's the reality. Otherwise, there is no market. So who are you going to do business with?
Right.
Who are you servicing becomes the question. So we're looking to partner with the businesses in our community to get the financial foundations straight.
Yes.
So that when those big opportunities come to us, we can be at the table and call them our own shots.
Yes.
Because we already have resources in reserve and nobody can tell us what to do anymore.
Right.
And our families are eating every day. We got a roof over our heads. So the basic needs, right? The basic hierarchy of needs is taken care of. So we can be free thinkers and creative in our ability to do business now and to grow and have money. So thank you. So I'm gonna unmute the line again, and I'm gonna give it back to beloved Sister Felicia to do what she does with language and opportunity. Are you there, Sister Felicia?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Good.
Okay. Wow. I think too, another point to mention is that the wealthy, when the baby is 15 days old, if you would talk about that, when the baby is 15 days old, and
Okay.
this is, if you can go into that, what happens when the baby is 15 days old?
Okay, so here's what the wealthy do. When the baby is 15 days old. Now, why we say 15? Because by law, okay, I got to point that out. By law, when the child is 15 days old, you can insure them. So what wealthy people do is when the baby is 15 days old, they put $1 million policy on them. Okay, so that means two things. Number one, also by law, you have to have twice as much as your insurance on yourself as you do on your child. Okay, just as the backdrop. So they put $1 million life insurance policy on the baby. Costs maybe about $30, $40 a month, if that, right? 15-day-old child. While that money is growing inside their trust fund, their 7702, the money is growing, the child is growing. By the time the child gets to be time to go to private school, they take the money out of the 7702, the trust fund, and they pay for the private school. When the child gets to high school, and you have all those expenses that go with high school, right? Teenage stuff, all of that. They take the money out of the trust fund and they pay for whatever the child needs. When the child is getting ready to graduate from high school, you have graduation, prom, you have a new car, whatever that's going to be, right? And let me say this, all the birthdays along the way, they take the money out of the trust and do that with, okay? They pay for everything. You getting the picture? When the child now is getting ready to go to college, they take the money out of the money that they saved when the child was 15 days old, and they pay for their college. When the child comes out of college, they get ready to start a new business, they have down payment for the business, down payment for the new house, they pay for the wedding, they all of that, right? So when you hear about people living out of a trust fund, so here's the big pow that goes with that. On average, they have 4 children. They do that for all 4 children. The money that they make in their career, most likely in their business, they never have to use that money to raise the children because they had what's called family planning. Family planning is a financial strategy, okay? In our community, family planning is take this pill, wear this condom, don't have sex, get this abortion. I just want to make make it real clear about what a wealthy mindset is, does, knows about how to create and brings forth and creates wealth and legacy compared to where our community is. Can we do the same thing? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We can do the same thing. We just didn't know better. But now that we do know better, we can do better.
Yeah.
Having children doesn't have to be a financial struggle and strain. You go in their communities, they have billboards for fertility clinics, right? You come in our community, they have billboards for AIDS and come to the doctor for this pill or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the line has already been drawn. The question is, what side of the line are you going to be on? If we do not shift into a build wealth, preserve wealth, create legacy mindset, there's no hope for our community. We live in a capitalist society, and that wedge between the haves and the have-nots is wider and wider. There's no middle class anymore. You either got it or you ain't. Okay?
Yeah.
And the folks that used to be middle class, they just fronting now. And we think rich is wealth, and it's not. Rich is right now money. That means you can go buy that bag, that pair of shoes, right? But you're still all in debt. You don't have no net worth and nothing put away for legacy. Wealth is taking care of yourself now and 3 to 4 generations ahead of you.
So everybody inhale and exhale. Inhale again and exhale. Inhale again and exhale. It's not hard. It's not hard. Any questions, comments, challenges, or concerns?
Actually, it's very easy and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. And you get to share this information with your children, your cousins, your auntie them, and if they don't want to hear it, it's okay, but at least your job will be done, you know. And you'll be the one setting a different pace for your family moving forward.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Questions, comments, challenges, or concerns? Shaka done already texted me. Her phone died. She was like, "Okay, when can we do my F&A?"
Okay, that's the next step. It's okay. That
Yeah.
Shaka, you so right on it, right? And I know she's gone already, but you know, that is the next step. When are you? So right now, today, text Felicia, make an appointment to get your F&A done. She and I will make sure that we get that done in record time, and then go over it with you, begin to put the strategy together. And this is not a rush job, okay? Because the question becomes, what do you have going on in the next 3 to 5 years that can make you a multimillionaire, that can add a platform to your business that shows you where the money is, how to use the money, right? This is it right here. Because there's no other company came into our community and offered us this platform. That's why we chose to go with Transamerica World Financial Group, because it was them who said in a Time magazine article, "No family left behind, helping families rise." I didn't make that up. Okay, that's their commitment to community. So I could align with that. And I think that all of us can align with that, because our families that's being left behind financially. So next step, get your financial needs analysis. If you know that you want to bring this into your business as part of your platform, how much does that cost? $100. No monthly, hit your card for $100 or anything like that. $100. And we will come in and help you set this up for you and your family, your business, so that you now have a department for a chief financial officer. Okay, that's just not treasurer. That's somebody who knows. who's credentialed, got the licenses. All right, the real risk is doing nothing. So financial needs analysis. I want to thank Felicia. Brother Muhammad, do you have any anything else you want to add, share as we close out this meeting for today? It's 12 o'clock. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Felicia. Brother Muhammad? Okay, I guess he's good. Sister Felicia, take it away.
Yeah, okay, so last call for alcohol. No, I'm just kidding. Any comments, questions, challenges, or concerns? Anybody? Corbett, Ghazi, y'all still with us? Can we see who's here?
Let me see.
Can you?
There's
Hi,
7. Yes.
This is Kelly. I'm still here. And I just want to join in and talk about how fun it is and the impact it makes when we share with others, especially our families. So, Robin, I have been telling you about the challenges I have been having with my son, getting him the knowledge and interested enough to want to participate.
Yes.
So he came by to visit this weekend, and I did a mock presentation with him. I practiced on him, and
Okay.
even in my amateur presentation, he became interested enough to the point where he asked me the question, why am I even putting anything in 401, even with the match? He says, why don't I just take that money and put it in the IUL where it's going to work for me? So, you know, even in his youth, he was able to, my son is now 24. And so just being able to get enough across to him that he even understood the value in what he could be, where he can move his money to now that will work for him versus even just still continuing to contribute to the 401.
Yes.
So that was huge for me.
That is huge. That's huge for all of us. A 24-year-old coming into that understanding is huge for all of us. Because the fact of the matter is, with an IUL on a 24-year-old, by the time he's 65 years old, with the right contributions, you can be a multimillionaire. A 401k is not going to do that for you. So congratulations, Kelly, and thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
Powerful,
thank you.
powerful.
Yeah, thank you.
So the mic's unmuted. Brother Muhammad, I see you are still there. You probably were trying to talk and you were muted. So do you have anything that you wanted to add? Okay, maybe step away. Okay.
Can you take the screen down? So thank you.
Yeah. Let me, okay. There we go.
Yeah. Thank you, Denise, for being here too.
Put your camera back up. Put your camera back up.
Okay. Is it up?
I was seeing you. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Ghazi and Kelly muted. Okay. All right. Brother Muhammad, you have anything you want to share?
It sounds like he's talking to somebody else in the background.
Yeah. Sister Denise, thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Any comments, questions, challenges, or concerns?
I'll chat with you later about everything.
Okay. How did you enjoy it though? Was it thought-provoking?
Yes, ma'am. It was. I used to work in the banking industry, so I know what you all are talking about as far as the 401k and all of that stuff. So yes, ma'am.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Ghazi?
Yes, ma'am. I like this information right here. It's really causing a shift in my thinking, a further shift in my thinking. You know, come up the way I come up, I always connected, and like, you know, whatever you want, you know, just go get it. I never really was taught credit or the value of it. I never really saw it for real until recently in my life. And I'm 46, but I always, if I wanted it, I just worked and saved up and went and bought it. You know, I didn't really like play the credit game too much. Business credit or personal credit. You know, I always probably was the victim of it, but never used it to my advantage. Mm-hmm. So now I'm just really, I guess, at that point in my life where I'm starting to see that I like what you said at the end about wealth. I will never, ever forget that. And I do motivational speaking, Sister Shafa. So I'm going to steal that quote from you. And just so you know, when you said that riches, you know, you can buy purses or you can buy things now, but wealth is when you, I forgot how you worded it, and you can say it again, but I know you said it, it's you can take care of yourself now and 3 generations to come. And that really stuck with me because I have 9 children, and you know, I have I'm a grandfather now, so I'm always looking at ways to how to impact them way beyond my death. You know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. So rich is right now money, and where you can buy the purses and you could buy the Michael Kors and the Gucci bags and the red bottom shoes and the rims and the cars and all of that. But wealth is when you can take care of yourself now and 3 to 7 generations deep.
Yeah, that's deep. Y'all done stole that already, sister.
Yes, sir, it's yours. Ain't no thievery in it, right? We all need to hear that. Take it, run with it.
And I really wanted Ghazi, Corbin, and Muhammad El, and he's probably not here because Ghazi just has a story just within itself, and you know we can have another talk about that in our next one. You know, with just how we can utilize this in our business and collaborate and really leverage each other to get this message out. You know, with people who love, who know, like, and trust us. You know, to get them to hear it differently, you know, or hear it from someone else and really begin to take a look at it and start collaborating and coming together and building empires, you know, just within our own community and on our terms, you know. So I'm really excited. I'm really, really, really excited.
Me too.
Thank you, Kelly. And Brother Asim, tell Brother Willie assalamu alaikum.
Yes, ma'am, I will. Thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So with that, I want to just encourage everyone again that you start with your financial needs analysis. It's a $5,000 value service that if you went to Edward Jones or Merrill Lynch or someplace like that, that's what they would charge you. And they would only give you a plan, and they would not they would only give you the analysis. They would not give you a strategy. And complimentary, that means free. We do the financial needs analysis with you and also put together the strategy of what it is you need to do next. So that is the next step. And that is what I would charge each and every one of us with to get that done. We are here for you. We are here for you. We want you to add this component to whatever business it is that you have going on. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for allowing me to come into your life, for sharing your time and your energy, your life with me over these several minutes, right? Few minutes in the scope of a lifetime, these few minutes. And I wish you all the best of blessings, riches, and prosperity going forward for yourself and your family, your legacy. Thanks, Felicia.
Thank you. All right, so we'll be in touch and let's stay connected because we're going to continue this conversation and each round gets higher and higher. Yep. We are ascending.
Yeah.
All right, well, have a good day.
Thanks.
I look forward to speaking to all of you
all.
all. Assalamu alaikum, hotep, namaste, ashe, new day.
Have a good day.
You too.